everybody, to We Geek podcast. Today is Wednesday, December 7th, episode 83. And how you been, man? My name's Adam. I'm joined by my good friend Logan. How you doing?
Hello.
Sorry, man.
It's
Jumped
all
right into it.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, it's a big week,
It is so much to talk about.
right?
We had PSX. We had the game. What did they call it? The Game Award Show or
Just the Game Awards, yeah.
the Game Awards? I knew they took video game out of it, or they just made it games. But
Yeah. It's fine
yeah.
by me.
Yeah, same here. So we had the Game Awards and PSX, which were two big things. And I'm starting to get a cold, so I apologize if I sound like garbage. But yeah, man, how's your week been?
It's been it's been a week, man.
Yeah.
Just more work. I mean, I'm telling you, I I have a whole after like the last 4 months of my job, I have a whole new appreciation for clerks. Like
Yeah.
you have no idea.
Oh yeah, no, I bet.
It's
I
it's
bet.
one of those things where like if I was like, okay, I should make this TV show, nobody would believe it.
Yeah, you should start writing.
It really is one of those things where like nobody says these things, nobody does these things. Yeah, they do. I was
Yeah, man.
there, I saw it.
Yeah, you should start writing. Make a narrative out of it for real.
I don't know, man. If I knew how to write a screenplay, I'd give it a shot at least. I don't know.
Why not?
I'll think about it.
Yeah.
I've screenplays on the brain. I've been listening to script notes while I'm out on deliveries. I forget how many episodes they've got now, like 270 total, because they've been doing it forever. And I'm up to, I think I'm just done with like 60 something.
Nice.
I've been listening to them like crazy. It's fascinating. Like it's another show. Like if anybody wants to check out, like they're like, this is what's the tagline? It's a podcast about screenwriting and things that are interesting to screenwriters. But it's just interesting stuff. Like if you like movies and TV, it's just fascinating. There's a lot of behind the scenes and a lot of the politics. They talk a lot about the Writers Guild, and it's just like really, really fascinating stuff.
Oh yeah, I gotta check that out. Yeah, that sounds super interesting.
It is. You should definitely give it a check. And they're like 40 minutes to an hour, so they're about half hour length.
Oh, nice.
And it's great. It's little digestible stuff. And they do what are called 3-page challenges, where they'll read, like, people will send in scripts that they've written. They'll send in the first 3 pages, and they'll give kind of like a peer review critique kind of thing. And it's fascinating. It really is.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I gotta check that out. That sounds. I'm always looking for new podcasts, man. I get bummed out when I'm like, oh, okay, I've gone through all my podcasts this week, and I have to go drive somewhere for 45 minutes, and I have nothing to listen to.
Well,
I'm
there
like,
you
I
go.
guess I'll just go reach back into something else. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'll check them out definitely. I was listening to the kind of funny the Game Over Greggy show. They have Troy Baker on this week. Yeah. So it's just been just hilarious. Like
bet.
the stuff they talked about is just batshit crazy in the best way. Yeah, you get to listen to them talk about their porn searches and everything else, and it just kind of goes off the rails. But it's a good time. Yeah, man. So yeah, I've been busy myself, getting sick, I guess. Going to the doctor in the morning, trying to fit it between work is hell, and I don't know. Been playing a lot of Final Fantasy. I don't even know. I think I have like 12 hours of gameplay, but says I'm like 20. I don't know. So I'm just at the beginning. I think I'm on Act 3. I don't know how many acts there are.
You're farther than me. You mean chapter, or have I just not gone far enough to get to a new act yet?
Chapter. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm on Chapter 3.
I think I'm still
Yeah.
on 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just unlocked the chocobos. So.
Oh yeah, I haven't gotten there yet.
And I got to a place, and I remember seeing it in one of like the E3 trailers where like they're sneaking around. It looked kind of like a junkyard, and this big like lion-looking thing walking by, and I got to that point, so I was like, oh, this is cool.
Nice.
Yeah. I know there's like a million more hours left in it, but yeah. Played a little bit of Watch Dogs 2, which was really fun.
Nice.
I don't know why I'm stacking up open world games right now because it's probably the worst thing to do.
Yeah,
But so
it's a good thing
right,
you can just breeze right through them, right?
right, exactly. But Watch Dogs 2 is really fun. It's really different, of course, than Final Fantasy. Like
Right. Well, I hope so.
I actually like they spend more time with the characters, and you really get a difference of like how they thought a game should be 10 years ago and 10 years making than a game that they really started working on just a few years ago.
Yeah.
The narrative and the direction, and it feels way more um, just I don't know, like it's on a path, and I'm like, okay, this is fun. But yeah, anyway, I'm really liking it so far.
Oh, good.
Only played the first few missions, but I'll talk about that a little bit later if we get to it. But yeah, I've been playing some Watch Dogs too. Real fast. If you have Battlefront, they dropped the Rogue One DLC today, and they also dropped the X-Wing VR mission for free, which I'm going to try after the podcast because I just realized they dropped it for free for people. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, I thought that was going to be like something you pay for, but it's free. So I'm really excited to do that. And apparently it's like the Rogue One mission where like the X-Wings are going into the planet, so from space. So I can't wait to do that. That's like in a few weeks, right?
Yeah. Rogue One?
Yeah, I think it's what, 2 weeks away?
Is it that? No, it's not even that long, is it? Is it the
Oh, it's
20?
next week.
It's next. Yeah, I thought it was next week.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
I have this depressing bit of news. Um,
Oh, what's going on?
so so I started. It's like kind of fake depressing. Um, so I finally, because my girl's never seen Star Wars,
Right.
so we finally started watching that today,
Okay.
and we got about half an hour in, and I hear this. I don't want to watch this anymore. It's boring.
Oh, that sucks.
So I'm single now. No, no, I'm kidding. But here's the interesting thing. I I see your point. Because the first think about like up until like we didn't even get to where they introduce Obi-Wan. Like actually like where he actually shows up and you think about it and you really look at it, it drags to get there. It's a slow open for a movie. Even for the things that happen, they're kind of flash in the pan.
I mean, I think it's a sign of the times. You got to imagine when that came out in the 70s, when you see that ship, and
Yeah.
you see the bigger ship, and then you see Darth Vader, and you see these stormtroopers. It's different for someone that's spoiled today. You know what I mean? Like like if someone showed me Star Wars for the first time today, I don't know. I would be kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know if this ages well,
It's
and
and I was kind of getting that perspective and seeing because you're not sure even when we meet Luke, we're still not sure who we're actually supposed to be. Like we're not really sure who the protagonist is. Like you
right.
think, well, maybe it's Princess Leia. No, maybe it's the droids. Like for the first half hour, like you think this is a movie about the two droids.
Right. Oh yeah, and it becomes something completely different.
Yeah.
It's like if you shut off the first 5 minutes of The Simpsons, that's not what the story's about.
Yeah.
Like you haven't even gotten to like the meat of it. But yeah, no, I mean I could see that. You might want to start her with the original. They're not the original, but the prequels. They have I mean, it's not. I hate to say that, but
There's
they're more modern in the thinking.
and they start like there is action in the beginning, and
Right.
I it's a
That's
thought.
sad. I'm
It,
sorry. Oh, that's sad to hear.
yeah, but I mean, you can't win them all. But I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
you gotta, yeah, I don't know, gotta set those expectations. Like it's a movie from the 70s. It is a it was like a low budget. What do they call it? The cheapest high, no, what was it? The most expensive low budget film ever made.
That's it. There you go.
Yeah, because it's literally they're literally flying by. What's the phrase? I'm just tired tonight. Flying by the wheel of their pants or whatever.
Seat of their pants. Yeah.
Seat of their pants. Yeah, no, it's really it really was like they had to make up things to. Well, how are we going to show this? I don't know. We'll do it in post production, and it was okay. That's not really ever been done before with what we want to do. So
Right,
yeah,
and because
I
back in
don't
the
know.
day, post, now we could do anything in post. Hell, most movies are made in post.
Right.
Guardians was largely a movie made in post production.
Oh yeah, I
But
mean we're talking about a film where one of the most exciting scenes is where back then is when he goes across a cavern with her. Like they
right,
talked that up, and it's today that's nothing.
that's yeah,
That's every scene in a cartoon. Like no one even blinks at that, But the X-wing scene, I don't know. It that film holds up. I think for people that watch, if they just watched it these days, if they followed through with it, or if they saw the prequels, I guess.
yeah.
'Cause I showed it to someone a few years ago, maybe like 5 years ago. She never saw Star Wars, and she loved it. To be fair though, we were drinking just a little bit, and it did make it really enjoyable. To be just a little bit, a little bit tipsy. Um, but she loved it. Um, and no, so I don't know, man. Uh, yeah, that's one that you have to just okay, it's
Yeah.
not for you.
Well, moving on. Well, she likes some Marvel films, so take them where you can get them.
Exactly. Oh yeah. But man, yeah, Rogue One next week. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm hyped, and I love like how this was a thing that like everybody kind of looked at like, okay, this could be neat, but then over like the last month, there's been a lot of build for it. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that the idea of a Star Wars spin-off, like I expected good numbers. I figured we were going to get solid numbers just because it was Star Wars.
Hmm.
But I mean, it's on track to do not obviously not main series numbers, but really substantial. Like it broke the pre-order record for this year and everything. It was like, damn, okay.
Well,
I
didn't they already beat like other films?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Like I think they already beat like what was it, Doctor Strange or something else. Like they already beat their pre-sales broke other movies' numbers already, like big movies. I just forgot which ones they were. I think it was like one of them was like Suicide Squad and stuff like that. They were like the pre-sales already completely outdid them, um, which is awesome. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I was looking at this with like, okay, I hope it does really well. I hope it does, sells good, but not expecting it, you know.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm getting more hyped about it. The more, the closer it gets, it feels like it's not the same hype as it was with Episode 7, just because of all the
Right,
you get Han and like the Millennium Falcon and these new characters. Where this is like, okay, I'm excited for this story, but I know it's going to be done and over with at the end.
right.
Uh,
Yeah, no, we talked about it a little bit last week. I love how they're like, this is it for this. Like, there's not going to be a Rogue 2. Like,
right. Rogue One Part 2.
yeah.
That would be funny.
I love I did see one picture where somebody was like, dude, there's a Rogue One sequel, it's confirmed, and it was episode 4.
Yeah, exactly.
That's perfect. That's beautiful. I love that.
Right, right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, man, but I'm just super pumped. I did see a spoiler, but it wasn't a spoiler at all. It was basically like there's a big mystery about this scene, and it showed a still that we've seen from the trailer. And I won't say it just because I don't know how spoiler it gets. It literally doesn't spoil anything, but it's basically like this is a big mystery in the film. This one shot, and it was one of the first shot they've ever shown, and that's all the title said. And I knew, of course, not to continue looking or to keep scrolling, but I was like, okay, so there are some really big mystery things in this that might, I like Jedi stuff or Sith stuff or whatever. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited about the Rogue One stuff, of course. I think in the back of my head over the last 6 months or so, I've been telling myself, "There's no Jedi stuff. That's okay. You're really pumped for like the dark, the gritty war type movie."
Yeah.
But a little piece of me was like, "I wish there was a little bit, just a tiny little, morsel of Jedi, that lore stuff, And apparently, hopefully, there is. I guess that's basically what it was saying, is that there's little mysteries woven in the story, and so I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Well, and I mean
Um,
that's a thing. Like it's a huge. It's literally a universe
yeah.
that they've created. So
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So I'm pumped about it. I can't wait. I know that the DLC dropped for people who have the season pass for Battlefront, and like you're on these planets that are in Rogue One, and
oh,
like
nice.
the skins are the new troopers and the rebels, and
Oh,
and
that's
the
cool.
guns.
Yeah.
One of the guns is really weird. Like you actually take it apart and change it to like a sniper rifle. in mid battle. It's
Interesting.
really weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it changes up the gameplay. So we should probably get into the news because
Yeah.
there's a ton of it. There's a lot of trailers. Where do you want to start?
Shall we start with the what? Okay, what did you think of the Transformers trailer?
I thought it was good. I
It's
liked it.
it's
It's not bad.
it no, I'll give it that. I'll agree to
Uh,
that. I'll agree to that benchmark.
It's like uh, don't. What are people expecting? I expected that.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm like I don't. I mean, it met expectations, but that's not necessarily a good thing.
Right, right. I mean, I don't know. For the type of films they are, and the audience they're going for, and everything else, I think that was right along with it. It got me a little bit excited. I was like, okay, that looks cool. Um, I hope it's not some globe trotting 10-hour, pick like they did the last one. Um, I don't know what the runtime is, but I don't know. It looked cool. The medieval stuff, it looked like a little bit of time travel. I don't know. That looked kind
I
of cool.
See the way I read that was just sort of a montage of like this is what happens in war and
No,
this is the one we're in now. I don't see that being like actually relevant to.
well, isn't this called like the last night or something?
Yeah, but I mean there've been.
And it has Excalibur in it and King Arthur and all this other stuff. Like, I hope that it gets into that kind of stuff. Like, that's kind of interesting.
I mean that would
Like,
be different. Like I'll take at this point I'll take different. I mean look,
right.
these yeah. The thing is like these movies are not even like the last one. I gave I you know two I gave a lot of grief for because it was awful and it deserved it.
Mhm.
But in terms of hey look, it's a giant spectacle with a bunch of robots fighting, it did deliver on that front. The
Right.
last one really didn't, except in parts. But for most of that was my biggest problem with the last one, was that it got away from like the only good thing those movies really had going for them. And
Right.
it did the whole like long drawn out, I'm not even talking about plot and all that stuff because they didn't really have one,
Mhm.
but just it got away from like people go to see these to see giant robots blow
Right.
each other up. And if that's gonna put
Well,
people in seats and cash in the studios, then go for it. But
I mean, it looks like we're getting Unicron, and like it looks like it's tapping into that lore. And I don't know, it was cool to see, Optimus Prime out in space. I wish they didn't show him later in the trailer though, because it's like he's coming back, but you should have just left him in space in the trailer,
well, they
and
had
then
to
in the movie make the big, you know.
they had to show him come back and kill Bumblebee, so there was that.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
I think I
that
thought that was
was
Megatron.
no, that was no, that was Prime. That was Prime
I
that
I thought that was like a Megatron that looked like.
no,
Are we sure?
I'm dead sure because right before he does it, he says "Forgive me," and then stabs Bumblebee through the head with
Hmm.
Mark Wahlberg right there next to him. Yeah, that's Prime.
I gotta rewatch the trailer then. The way I looked at it was like, okay, that looks like Megatron. That looked a little bit like Prime. Like that would be a cool kind of, you know, like, oh wow, he took over the body or something like that. Um, but okay, yeah, I guess we get a bad Optimus Prime for a little bit. Who knows? Bumblebee's getting a spin-off movie, so he's not dead. So
Well, it could be a prequel. It could be what happens in the time between, because obviously some time has passed between 4 and 5.
oh, that's true. Well, we'll see. I'm not invested enough to really care, but
Yeah.
we'll see it. We'll see it when it comes out. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Optimus Prime, evil, and slays Bumblebee, a new transform. I guess I just
See?
overlooked that. There's too many parts moving around. I don't know. But yeah, it looks okay. We got a Guardians 2 trailer that they released in like Comic Con Brazil,
Oh,
which was cool.
yeah. Okay, well, that's different.
Yeah, totally different. I thought it looked fun.
It was great. It was exactly what it should have been. That's
Yep.
this kind of to counterpoint from the Transformers movies. Like, what made Guardians great? Drax was funny. Uh, Groot was interesting. Rocket had a temper, and Star Lord was Star Lord. Okay, let's just make that movie again because it worked, and they'll fight a bigger monster, but it'll still have characters. Okay, cool, and that's what we got. Like,
Right. Oh yeah, and see, apparently this is a teaser trailer, and I think me and you are on the same page where it's like, that's all we want.
yeah, that's it.
Don't give us anything else. That's all I want to see before Guardians. That'd be great.
Yeah, a villain would be nice because we didn't really get a villain per se. Like
Right.
this,
I don't even know. I wouldn't even care. I would
yeah.
love to be surprised.
I nah,
When was the last time you went to a film and you were genuinely surprised?
yeah, true, true.
Yeah, like I get what you're saying. Yeah, see the villain, see what's up. But I feel like with these comic book movies, we don't even just see the villain. We see his henchmen. We see their backstories. We're reading on the back of McDonald's cups the side characters' history.
Yeah,
We're getting everything food fed to us for 6 months, and then I feel like we finally see the film. We're like, oh, all of the pieces match up. But it's like, dude, imagine if you just went in and just knew like it was about the Power Rangers and that's it. And
true.
then
Yeah,
you go in and you're like, whoa, okay, that's I know Rita, Zed, holy shit! Like, it'd be way more like cool than going in the movie like, yep, I remember that scene. Oh yeah, that wall's gonna break back there. That stadium's gonna fly in the air because that's what we saw. Oh, there it goes. Yep, just like in X-Men. Like, you
yeah.
just, I don't know, but yeah, a villain definitely. I wonder who it'd be. Like, I don't even know the.
I I don't know because
Do
they're
they own um
probably not.
is it Annihilation or
The Annihilation Wave. No, I think that went with the X-Men.
real? No, but that's well, I mean, if anything, that would be Fantastic Four, I
Or
guess.
yeah, that bunch because I think that's why they can't do Skrulls.
They
Or,
can do scrolls
oh,
though.
that's right, they can't do Super Skrull.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, that was the only thing missing for me. Was like I love this as like here's the characters. Okay, great. It's like the opening of Friends. I was like, but that's and that was cool.
Right.
I loved it. But in terms of like marketing a movie, I'm a little traditional in like, okay, this is an action film. Where's the antagonist? That's the only, and it is such a minor complaint because the trailer was so much fun. Just from a structured standpoint, was like need to see. They've got this monster and this monster, great, but where's the big bad? That's all I'm looking for. Or
Right,
the
right.
tease of one, just the idea of here's somebody controlling all this, or here's the evil overlord, whatever. That's all I would need. You don't have to give me. I don't even need to see them. Just give me a silhouette and like, oh, that's the bad guy. Okay, cool, sold. Like,
Right. No, you're right. I'm curious what they would do. I don't even know who they would go after. They did Ronan, which was a big guy.
yeah,
They have the rights to was it Adam Warlock? I
yeah.
mean, I don't know where they would like. That's their biggest.
He's got. Oh no, wait. We do know. We know who it is. They told us.
I don't know.
Yeah. This was news a while back, and I can't remember. Uh, uh, Dang it, I forgot. I know there's people screaming at us right now. You covered this. You covered this. Yeah, I forgot.
Wasn't it like it's Adam Warlock's brother or something like that?
Yeah. Or her. It's his sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
it's
because
her.
Adam Warlock is probably the biggest like universal whatever like entity that Marvel owns the rights to, except for like of course Thanos.
Right. Or well, I think they still own the Living Tribunal because they had his staff.
No, but I mean like the most like widely known. Like Adam Warlock is
Fair enough.
huge for fans that are just a little bit older than us, like my
Yeah.
my older brother's age. They like my brother loves him. He doesn't even like comic books, but he's like, oh yeah, Adam Warlock. When you were a kid, like we're like kids, like that's the guy that whenever we say your name, that I don't know. Even my buddy's got a tattoo of Adam Warlock. Yeah, so like I'm waiting for that. That's gonna be really cool when he pops in.
Yeah.
Which I imagine that's what they're getting to, because once Guardians was a big hit, they're like, okay, we're gonna do a bunch of these. This isn't gonna be a one and done
Yeah.
thing.
Well, and
Yeah.
because he's the last Infinity Stone.
Yep. Oh, he is. That's right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So who? Yeah. Maybe maybe
He's
he's in this film
he
or
has.
teased.
Yeah, he's got to be in it because
Yeah.
after Guardians, don't we start? I mean, I know we've got Panther and we've got Captain Marvel, but then we hit
Thor.
Avengers, right? And Thor, yeah, that's true, Thor. But I
And
don't, yeah, I don't know. Like
can we talk about the Thor news real fast? I don't even know if it's in here.
yeah, oh yeah, this Thor news, yeah.
We've talked about it, I think, before,
I
but John Cena was cast in Thor
Yeah, as himself.
as himself. This is what I imagine is going to happen.
Uh,
He is plucked from planet Earth because they think he's Earth's mightiest hero, and they don't realize that he's just the professional wrestler, that he's the world champ. I imagine that he is going to be in like a gladiator type thing, because the rumor is it's just Planet Hulk. Like I've seen artwork and stuff where Hulk's in his gear, so is Thor. Imagine if he's that would be so brilliant.
well, and here's the thing. If it wasn't YTD directing, I don't think they would have done it. But I think he has the eye to say, "Oh yeah, this could totally work."
That would no. Immediately when I heard that he's playing himself, I thought he's going to be fumbling around, going, "Holy shit, guys! I'm just like I'm kind of an actor. Like I'm like this is not he's being thrown in a life or death situation." Or they could take it the opposite. He could take it totally serious, like, you know what, I gotta suck it up or something. You know what I mean? Like John Cena, he's actually really funny.
Yeah, you just know, and I hate this, and I'm gonna hate myself because I'm gonna half laugh, half groan when I hear it. He's gonna get hit with something. It'll be a shield or a rock or something, and vanish off screen. He's gonna get hit so hard he flies off the screen, and somebody's gonna look around and they're going to say, "Huh, I don't see him."
Right,
And the
exactly.
entire theater is just going to start throwing popcorn at the screen because it deserves it. But that line has to be in there. Like,
Oh yeah.
some
Oh,
variation on that just has to be said, and I hate it.
yeah. No,
Uh,
he's actually really funny. Did you ever see the movie Sisters?
no.
Okay, he's in the movie Sisters. I've only seen the clip of it. He pops in. I guess he's supposed to be like a big time drug dealer, and he sits this like tackle box down and he unloads it, and he starts naming all of them, and like he's like, I got your uppers, your downers, your innies, your outies, and like he just says all these ridiculous names that I don't think are real. And he's like, I got the real Molly, the fake Molly, the in between Molly that you don't know if you want to try, but you do. And like he just goes on, and it's so funny because he plays it so serious,
Yeah.
like just dead face. He plays like the really dumb soldier, but he does it in such a like he has comedic timing with how he says it. And oh man, I can't honestly, when I saw that I was like, that's some of the best news I heard about this movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. He like what's his name? The guys wow, my mind just went blank. Knocked Up.
Oh, yeah.
The director.
Who I get is it
Apatow.
Apatow, Judd Apatow, yeah.
Judd Apatow
Huh.
is directing a movie. Goldberg and what's his face are writing it. He's going to be one of the stars, and it's going to be about two daughters like planning to lose their virginity during prom, and he's going to be one of the dads. So like it's like he's really smart and he's really funny, and those are the kind of perfect roles for him. Like that's the dad you don't want to have to go knock on a door for.
No kidding.
Yeah, and the way he acts in like that reality show, the Total Bellers or whatever, like
Yeah.
you just don't want. It's so like he's actually really funny. So we got to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get more into the movie news. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. See you guys in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we just talked about Guardians 2 and kind of Thor and stuff like that. So I should probably move on, but
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. So let's talk about The Mummy. What did you think of the trailer?
Do you have to ask what I thought of this trailer?
No, go ahead, tell me.
Where do I start? So we have the Jack Reacher version of Tom Cruise, which is bad,
Mm-hmm.
against everything that they were like, okay, here's a list of what not to do with the Mummy, but somebody forgot to write the word "not" on the list. And that's the Mummy we got. I don't care that it's a woman. I don't care about, like, that's not what bothers me. It's absolutely everything about this trailer that bothers me.
Okay.
No.
I think I enjoyed it more than you did.
Yeah,
Um,
did you enjoy it at all?
I did.
Okay, then you enjoyed it more than I did.
Right, right. I don't know, like,
Ugh.
it, obviously it has nothing to do with the Brendan Fraser movies. Absolutely nothing. They're not following the same tone,
No,
same anything.
that's
It
fine.
felt more like Mission Impossible,
Uh,
but people like that out of Tom Cruise, even though you don't like. His people do like
n-
that
n-
puts people in seats
n-
when they're
ah,
shooting scenes like that.
I disagree because nobody went to see Jack Reacher, and that was
Well,
along
it,
the same lines.
yeah, but they went and saw Mission Impossible.
Right, but
The
they
Mummy
don't.
has more weight than Jack Reacher, I think.
Right. Well, but the thing is, they don't go for Tom Cruise. They go for the movie. They don't go for the star. They're like, oh yeah, and it has Tom Cruise in it. But they're like, hey, Tom Cruise is also in this other action movie that's kind of spy-like, and nobody went to see it.
I don't know. I agree with you. I don't think that people did not go see Jack Reacher because of Tom Cruise. I think that Tom Cruise was the only thing that movie had going for it.
And it wasn't enough. Like I
Right.
think
No,
I
well,
think
yeah, no doubt. But I don't think that had anything to do with him. I think it was everything else that was around him. First of all, those movies are boring to me. There's too many of them. It was Jason Bourne. Like, at least the Mummy. I think the Mummy's going to get more of a crowd because it's the Mummy. You know, the grandma's going to see it. Kids are going to want to see it. People our age are going to want to go see it. I'm sure there's going to be, people out there that's like scoff at it. Because that's not my Mummy movie like Brendan Fraser.
well, I don't really think a whole lot of people are gonna. I think people are gonna look at that and
All my
say,
friends are saying that they're like
really?
no, that's not the Brendan Fraser movies, and I'm like, what are you, a Brendan Fraser fan all of a sudden?
My God, you found him. Like,
Right, that's what a lot of my friends are saying. Some of them really liked it though. They were
Oh,
like,
God.
that looks really cool. They were like, it looks like Mission Impossible, but with like supernatural things. Yeah.
I will happily go see it and give it. Well, I won't happily go see it, but I will go see it because this is Universal saying, look, this isn't. And I understand they're doing Universal monsters. You can't do them like they did in the 40s. I completely understand that, but um.
She didn't look like the Mummy to me though. Honestly, she looked like she looked like she was on the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, it was like, oh hey, they took the smoke off of Enchantress. Like,
Right, she looked like the Enchantress.
yeah, and that's
And the Mummy tomb looked like
yeah.
straight out of like Alien or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's my thing of like, if you're gonna do something called The Mummy, there is an inherent, like, here are some things that need to be constant. These should be horror films. They should not be big action spectacles. They shouldn't be. That just feels wrong to me.
Well, they tried to do that with Dracula, which was going to get me to my next thing is they're officially not making that last Dracula part of this franchise.
Well, I mean, here was the thing. Well, no, Dracula Untold was no horror movie. Dracula Untold was like 300, but with Dracula instead.
No, I know, but I'm saying that was supposed to be the first one of these of the Universal whatever.
Yeah.
That's officially not a part of it,
Right.
Because I guess it didn't do good. So
yeah, I don't see this doing much better, to be honest with you.
yeah, well, we'll see. I don't know. I'm obviously more optimistic about it than you are.
Look,
I wasn't thrilled about it though. I didn't see it and go, God, I want to go see. I might have been more excited about Transformers than this.
Yeah, that's kind of sick. Because with Transformers, you know what you're gonna get. With this,
Right.
look, because I love the old Universal monster movies, and I do recognize that they have to change. Like you can't just do Frankenstein the same way again, but you can't do I Frankenstein, because that did not work. You
Right.
can't do Victor Frankenstein because that didn't work. Which was
What about,
sad.
what about Hotel Trans? What's that movie?
Hotel Transylvania. Well, look, kids movies, and it was funny, and aren't they making a third because the second one did really well.
I don't know.
Like, I mean, that's one way to do it. It's kind of I mean, that's more of like a Munsters kind of way to look at it, which is perfectly viable. But if you're gonna say we're gonna do Universal monster movies, they've got to be horror films. Like the big giant action set piece just does not work for these. And if it's going to be a mummy, it needs to be a mummy. Like that wasn't even anything remotely resembling a mummy. It was like, oh, and now the ancient Egyptian sorceress who was once wrapped in linens is back to life and perfectly
Yeah, but
formed, and
none,
just
none, none of these films are going to be horror. They're all going to be
I
action,
know,
adventure, fantasy.
I know, and that's what sucks because they shouldn't
Yeah,
be. They really
yeah.
shouldn't be. That's because that's the idea of these kinds of creatures. They're supposed to be scary, and scary and action film don't mix. They don't.
They're just X-Men at
I,
this point.
exactly, and that's I hate that.
They're literally X-Men. They're
Yeah,
mutants. We got Frankenstein. What's his powers? Oh, we got the Mummy. What's her abilities? And then by the end of it, they're all going to be on a team, and we're going to need Jack Reacher and his buddies to take him down.
yeah. We'll see whoever's the new Van Helsing, and like it's just gonna be awful, and it sucks. It disappoints me because these are gonna get creamed by critics.
I
And
just thought of what was it, The Rock? What if The Rock was Van Helsing?
don't even joke because he'd do it. He's only doing 15 projects over the next week. He'll do it. He'll find the time.
He will. I can totally see him
dude,
doing Van Helsing.
don't even joke. Like, that's not funny. You've said it now, and like somewhere, wherever he is in Los Angeles or wherever, somewhere Dwayne's ears just perked up. Did somebody have an idea for work I could do? Like,
Yeah, he's in L.A. Our governor ran him out of Miami.
yeah.
He's moving his set for Ballers over to California. He made a very public post on Instagram about how they're going to save millions because Florida, because the tax breaks that they got in California because Florida refused to give them, and it's like,
I mean, there is a corollary between certain states and the film. Look at North Carolina. North Carolina used to shoot like we were the home of Nicholas Sparks films, and that's not something really great to put on a billboard, but it was touristy and it was entertainment and it was film and television, and it could
you
have
were the home
opened.
of CW.
We were One Tree Hill up here for a long. Not One Tree Hill. We were
Yeah,
One Tree
it
Hill.
was Dawson's Creek, and then
Dawson's Creek was the other
shot
one, yeah.
down.
And like that was what we did up here, and that was great. It was something. It was better than nothing. And then they gutted the subsidies, and Georgia, being brilliant, said, "Oh hey, all this business has to go somewhere. How about over here?" And Louisiana did the same thing. They were like, "Wow, we really need commerce because there's not a lot of state left. So sure, we'll give you some tax breaks. Come here." They filmed Jurassic World down there. They used a washed out Six Flags park for a lot of that. Like this, it makes me crazy. It absolutely makes me crazy.
Yep, New York and Illinois, they're on board, and Florida used to be. Florida wasn't that bad
Yeah.
because of Miami and stuff, and Orlando, but nope, all went downhill.
Not anymore.
Yep. Yeah, politics. But yeah, so The Rock moved it over there. So,
So
I was like, oh, that
yeah.
sucks.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep. Oh yeah. So anyway, we'll get to The Circle. What did you think of it?
I don't know. That's kind of interesting. It's not something I'm gonna go rushing out to see because it's kind of it's sort of the same like social media paranoia that we've seen for a while, and I don't think it's, what was the horror movie Unfriended? Like that was different. I like that. I actually thought that was kind of neat. And that went through social media perils in a way that we hadn't been saturated with before.
Right.
And that was different. This is just like, oh hey, Big Brother's really watching you, and I'm like, oh, this again.
Yeah, no, this looked like an episode of Black Mirror that they had some like really outstanding cast in, with Tom Hanks and whatnot. I mean, go watch the third season of Black Mirror, and it's almost all of them are about social media, like virtual reality, social media, stuff like that. There was an episode entirely based off of like, what if you could kill someone through Twitter by putting a hashtag. No, like, and there's actually a logical explanation to how they were doing it and how these things were killing people, because of, and then like once society found out about it, what do you think would happen if it broke out real fast? I know we don't have much time, but real fast, what if society found out that if you put hashtag death to, and at the end of the day, the person with the highest number of death to would die, and without question, there's no way they could survive.
We'd wind up with absolute anarchy because I think most people's heads of state would go first.
Yep.
And then
And yep.
celebrities from there. If there was a world left after that.
And they sit for just a moment and they go, well, now that people know, of course they're not going to use it, right? And then they look at Twitter and then they see that like 2 million people signed up for Twitter immediately following news. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, society is fucked in the head. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's why I love Black Mirror, because it's like, wait, yeah, actually it wouldn't just be like people going, "Hey, we can all control this if we just don't get on the internet. If we just don't vote."
It's not.
Well,
Yeah,
we
but
can't do that. Well, in the same episode, I know I'll move on, but same episode, they're like, well, we'll just turn off the internet. And they're like, no, we can't do that. Well, can't we just call the cable companies and? Well, no, they're not going to want us to do that. They'll lose money, and they're like, well, people will die. That's Sorry, we can't do that. We
cost
have
of doing business.
advertisements,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh my god, they're like, we have people to answer to, and they're like, someone will die if we don't turn this site off. And they're like, I'm sorry, but you can't do that. It's really fucked in the head. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, watch Black Mirror. But yeah, that's what this movie looked like. Yeah, I agree with you. I wish it went to like Netflix or something. It'd be so much easier to see.
Yeah.
But yeah. So there's the trailers. We got some Aquaman news. It gets an October 5th, 2018 release date.
Hooray.
Yep. Rampage director Brad Payton confirms all three monsters for the film. Says it's still, I'm sorry, it's still a monster movie at the core, which is awesome.
What I love is that I think Rampage, which has every right to be the giant blockbuster action movie, is going to be more a Universal monster movie than The Mummy is.
Right. Yeah, it's more true to its source. If it's going to be three big monsters running around a city,
Yeah.
okay. I'll go watch that. With The Rock, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Hey, there you go. There he is.
Yeah, I mean, that's all that one Earthquake movie was missing, was like big giant animals running around smashing things. That would have made it so much better. Put a fucking giant monkey and a lizard and a werewolf in it? Like, okay. Barbie, Amy Schumer announced to star in film about the toy. Okay.
Like, all right. That's a thing. And of course, of the internet lost its mind.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and take the next few. I got to cough real fast. I don't want to do it on mic.
Okay. So yeah, Rodney Rothman, who wrote 22 Jump Street, is going to write and is being looked at to direct the female team 21 Jump Street spinoff. So that's cool.
Oh.
Because they were talking about that, and they're still looking at MIB 23. They haven't given up on that yet.
I hope it happens.
I do too, just because it's like, that's just a bonkers premise. Okay, yeah. Let's go for it. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. And they bumped How to Train Your Dragon 3 almost a year. It went from May, was it 18th of 2018 to March 1st of 2019.
Oh wow.
That's a big jump. But, I mean, these things happen.
Yeah. Oh no, the next bit of news is sad.
Isn't it though? Isn't it? Because it means this project is actually going to move forward, at least for a little while.
Detective Pikachu, Rob Letterman from Goosebumps, and like Gulliver's Travels, Monsters and Aliens, Shark Tale.
Shark Tale was the other one, yeah.
Yeah, set to direct the film for Legacy. Fuck no. Fuck that movie.
This is another case of just like, why this? Of absolutely everything you could do around this property, I know we have just absolutely clobbered this point, but it does bear repeating. Like, what are they really? Because the entire franchise is built for kids. There is no. I think they managed to find the one wrong choice.
Right.
Of everything they could do, where it's like, oh, but this movie's made for kids. Yeah, this is not like everything else. The entire franchise is made for kids. Like, they could have done any other thing with Pokemon, and they would have said, oh yeah, because it's for kids. Except this.
Yeah, there's a lot of things this year that happened that I don't understand why it happened. some pretty big things, and this probably has to be number 2 on the list.
Yeah.
If you catch my drift, this has to be one of the most "what the fuck are you thinking" things that happened this year.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, that says a lot. Like, it's up there. Like, how disappointing is that? Because now we're literally gonna have 2 or 3 year cycle of hopefully just nothing. And then we hopefully it doesn't come out and it falls out of the hands. But now it's just in this like cycle of bullshit.
Yeah.
And I hope it doesn't become something. If it does, I am not going anywhere near it.
No.
But we got to take a quick break. Yeah, we got to take a break, and we're gonna wash our mouths out of this, and we'll be back again. You're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. We'll see y'all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we got Death Note news. Live action Netflix movie includes how do you pronounce her name?
Masaoka. Him, man. It's
okay.
Hiro.
Oh no shit!
Yeah, it's Hiro.
As producer, unannounced cast role.
Yeah,
I just always know him as Hiro. I know I shouldn't have.
He was given an interview and he was like, "Oh yeah, he was producing it," and he's like, "And I have a role in it," and like that was all he said. And I was like, "No way, cool." Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Power Rangers new poster shows lineup of Rangers.
Yeah, but they look like they're in like kind of their traditional suits, which is not what we saw from the trailer.
Right. Yes.
So I don't know, man. Oh, did you see? Yeah, of course you did. You saw the concept art from the Max Landis version?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god, it was like oh man, it was definitely the more repulsive side of Rita Repulsa. It was like a witch Jabba the Hutt. It was frightening. It was absolutely terrifying. I was like, well, that's different.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, she looks like.
Yeah, I know there's a better example that I'm just not thinking of. She kind of reminds me of the final boss from King of the Monsters 2, which is a really strange reference. But that was what kept popping into my head.
Yeah, unused Power Rangers concept art. Oh yeah, Megatron and like some monster thing.
Yeah.
Looks more like Transformers, but.
Well, give the people what they want.
Right, that's true. Yep. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, but it's just, but I mean, at least it actually looks like dinosaurs, though. Like the feet look like, and he's got the Mastodon shield, and.
True.
It looks like it looks way better than what the fuck they're doing, and the concept art, or not the concept art, but the actual artwork of what's his face, the droid,
Alpha 5. I don't know, like that's.
Oh my god.
But like here's the thing, they want to drive home like this is all like intergalactic stuff. He looks like an alien. Like you can't argue with that.
He looks like a bad, like something off the Sci-Fi Channel.
He looks like something off of Short Circuit.
Oh man, yeah, it's just so bad.
He looks like he would have been in the diner with Johnny Five.
Right, like do a robot, do whatever. Like I'm looking at Max Landis' one right now. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like it looks like robots, but I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Where were we? We got some Sega news. Stories International, owned by. Hokuduo, DY Media, partners with Sega, partnering with the Circle of Confusion, powers Dark Gently to produce Altered Beast and Streets of Rage film and TV series.
Yeah, so Hakuhodo DY Media and Sega are co-own this company called Stories International. And they're working with the same production company that does, speaking of Max Landis, that's doing Dirk Gently right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they worked on Powers, and they've done some other stuff. And they were like, okay, so we're going to do, like, Altered Beasts and Streets of Rage. Because why not? Circle of Confusion, I think. No, let me back up. Stories International is already working on, like, new House of the Dead and Crazy Taxi and something else from Sega. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Sure. Why not? Like House of the Dead, I understand. I know there's something else that they have that like actually kind of makes sense. Crazy Taxi? I
Oh, really?
I don't know. Like I'm trying to figure out how to pitch that movie, and I don't have it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you would either. Altered Beast would be a cool movie, though.
Altered Beast could be cool, and Streets of Rage might not be terrible.
No.
Like it could. I mean, I know it's kind of generic, like gang saves city
Right.
from drug lord kind of deal, but like that, I don't. You could do that because it's character driven. Like that's
Right.
the whole point of that game is you have three characters and a villain, and if you
Hmm.
built that right, that could actually work.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I wouldn't even mind like if they could decide to do like Sonic CGI movie or something.
Well,
Um.
they're doing a live action CGI hybrid.
Oh, that's right. I wonder how they're gonna do that. Did you see the news about? I don't even know where to begin with this. I'll just give you the headline from IGN. We'll start
Okay.
there. Will Ferrell to star in esports movie for Warcraft production company.
What?
Let that sink in.
What is he do? What? No. What is he doing? StarCraft Knights?
He's
Like,
making a movie about esports.
yeah. So it's gonna be StarCraft Knights, the Legend of Ricky Bobby's nerdy cousin that nobody talked about.
I'm all on board for this.
I can't run far enough away from this
But
because
you
it's
don't like
too.
Will Ferrell, do you?
I don't. I liked him in Step Brothers and I liked him on SNL. I hate. This is why I hate Christmas because I cannot walk around anywhere without seeing or hearing something about Elf. And it makes me crazy because that movie just rubs me 12 kinds of the wrong way. That, like, every time I see this, like, Santa's coming! Like, that is everything wrong with Will Ferrell's current career in a soundbite right there.
Oh,
I,
I
no,
like Will Ferrell.
I used to. I liked Will Ferrell a lot. And then he did this stuff, and I hate it. I can't stand it. I liked Step Brothers, which was weird because that's him and
Do you
John
like
C.
old school?
I didn't like old school.
He was not cranked up to level 12 when he was in old school like he is now.
Yeah, but still, like,
Oh man.
yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
no.
like,
What about
no,
Get Hard? You didn't like Get Hard?
no,
Are you kidding me with all
mm,
the music and stuff? Like that was
no,
so good.
that and what was the thing he did? What was the cop movie with Wahlberg, The Wrong Guys or whatever?
Um
Oh,
uh,
yeah, hated that one too.
oh, what was that?
Yeah, I think it was called The Wrong Guys
The no.
or
The other
something.
guys.
The Other Guys, that was it.
Yeah. There. What about Land of the Lost?
That one I didn't see.
I know people did not like that movie, but that was so funny. I really like that movie. Him and what's his face? Danny McBride. I thought, and that was right when Danny McBride started becoming a thing.
Yeah,
I don't like him in films. I don't like the semi-pro, the Blades of Glory.
that oh, oh.
Like I don't like Talladega Nights. I don't like those. I don't like that. When Will Ferrell is just playing a total gone to the level 10, 12 character of himself.
Yeah.
Um, I like it when he's like dumb, just not too dumb if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it.
Right,
I don't
somebody
like it
who
when he's just a complete cartoon character.
right, you like it to be like, "Oh, this is the kind of person you could see just wandering around a department store."
Yeah, like old school. I thought he was perfect in that when he you're my boy Blue and all those little things.
Yeah.
Like those were perfect for me when he just plays in, he's like got a big day tomorrow, Bed Bath and Beyond, like little things like that. When like Judd Apatow writes him, he's perfect. But like yeah, when he plays just a complete cartoon character, I'm not too into him. But I don't know. A movie about we're getting a movie about esports, and it's gonna be Will Ferrell. That's just gonna bring people to that pocket of the world, even though
Oh,
he's making fun of it, obviously.
oh my God, the crowd for this movie. Oh, here's a movie you want to stay far away from. If you're
Why?
no, I don't want to go to the theater because for two reasons. One, I'm going to find Will Ferrell fans, but more importantly than that, I'm going to find the wrong kind of Twitter users. You
But
are
did that happen during Talladega Nights or Blades of Glory? Did we get ice skater fans running in the theater
no,
or
because they were like,
NASCAR fans
oh,
going,
you
"Not fun, NASCAR"? Like, I don't think so.
no, because NASCAR fans didn't get it. And I say this as a NASCAR fan. They looked at this movie as a documentary, and sadly,
Oh,
it is.
what?
Yeah. Dude, don't even think for a second. Like, oh yeah, this was not a comedy to them. This was a documentary, And I, dude, I come from NASCAR stock, and I look at it and say, yeah, these are the fans. They I'm telling you, dude, like it's not even funny, and I don't say that disparagingly, even though it sounds like it. I say it like this is the truth. Um,
No,
and
I don't.
and no, so yeah, you did with Talladega Nights. You saw the opposite, and that's what I'm saying about like here the people that want to go see this movie are the people who are like, oh, it's a movie about esports. And if you're
Right.
that invested in esports that you want to go see a movie about it with Will Ferrell in it, I don't want
I don't.
I
I
don't
don't think you have to be invested in esports. I'm not invested in sports. I've never watched it a day in my life.
no, but
But I play video games,
I
and I know what esports is, and I know just enough to go. I want to see that movie because that sounds fucking hilarious.
I
That's how I take it. I get you don't like Will Ferrell, and it's
my thing is like I think you are going to find a good chunk of this crowd is the kind of people who are not they're not going to be offended by the way esports is portrayed here, but they're going to be the wrong kind of esports fans. These are going to be the people on the internet who you don't want to hang out with. I
yeah.
really think
I don't.
that's going to be a disproportionately large chunk of this audience. I really do.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if it would do good. Like it, I don't think esports
Oh,
is.
it's going to tank. There's no question. But
Yeah.
that's not going to. And again, it's the same thing. Are people going to go see any Will Ferrell movie? Just like they don't go see any Tom Cruise movie. It's still got to be interesting. And I don't think this is
I mean, this
interesting
might be
enough.
on Netflix for all we know. It's
That would make sense. Because isn't Netflix doing an esports? No, it's YouTube that's doing an esports
hmm
series.
Yeah, it's not gonna be YouTube though. I mean, he's too big for that. But
No, but it could be Netflix, sure. And that's
it
a
says
smarter play.
Universal is handling distribution, so
So then it's gonna be a movie.
it's gonna be a movie. So I don't know. Well,
Uh,
I'll go see it.
I won't. You let me know how it is, man.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Uh,
Well, we didn't make it out of TV, and we're halfway done. But I mean, we didn't make it to TV, but we're right there. So we're gonna take a quick break. When we get back, we'll go into some TV, and then we'll spend a majority of the show talking about video games. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we'll see you guys all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we are right on to some TV news. We will start with some cool news from the Inhumans. Now, we learned a few weeks ago, I think, that they decided to not do a movie, but instead do a television show. And it turns out, apparently, Cody Rhodes says he's actively pursuing the role of Black Bolt. Scott Buck, who's Iron Fist, or showrunner for Iron Fist, right?
yeah.
Is to serve as a showrunner here. Um, so that's cool. I haven't gotten I haven't seen much of him acting, so that's a big role if he
I
gets it.
it is, and it's one you have to do quietly. Um,
Yeah.
but I
Well, then
you know
again, yeah, he's not speaking, so all he needs to
yeah.
do is stand there and just give him like a rare face. Uh, and yeah, I guess all the acting would be in the eyes and and how you just.
Yeah, and that he can do. Look, he pulled off that Stardust gimmick for months.
That's true.
He can. I I think he could do it. I haven't seen him on Arrow, but or I did see him on. No, we saw him on Arrow. Did we?
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't
well,
yet.
you didn't see the season.
Yeah, so I haven't seen him yet, but he's been on Arrow, and apparently he wasn't bad because I think we would have heard if he was awful.
Yeah, no, I think he was good. Yeah, he was to me. He was okay. Like if you wouldn't have told me he was a wrestler, I would have never
Yeah.
probably known. Um, the okay. So you know how there's what is it? Venom? No, what's an arrow?
What?
What's the drug in arrow?
Oh,
Where
Vertigo.
Vertigo. Well, he got this new batch of it called Stardust.
Of course it is. Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, it's so on the nose. And it makes him go crazy. So it's just perfect. Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's
Okay.
they knew their audience. They knew what they were going for.
True. Well, and the crossover I'm sure helped too. Like,
Yeah.
look, here was the thing. Amel, go back and watch SummerSlam, man. Amel held his own in that ring, and that
Mhm.
was fascinating.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. You know what? I'm kind of pissed at myself. I have not seen apparently wasn't it the big week last week of the crossover?
Yeah, the whole full part. Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
I haven't seen either. So okay, so we're both guilty. So
Yeah,
I'll watch it this week and we'll talk about it next week. But like,
sounds good.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like the first year I didn't see it like live or that day or
it's the whole week.
yeah. I gotta watch them all. I gotta catch up, man. I've been more into like just doing other stuff than watching like television. Weird. The only television I've been watching is Westworld, wrestling, and that's the only things like I've been DVRs just filling up.
Yeah, that happens.
Yep, that's what happens when Final Fantasy and Pokemon drop like within a few months of each other.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. um, let's see here. We got oh yeah, Luke Cage. Netflix announces season 2. I already thought they did that, but I guess they.
Well, it was kind of one of those things like, of course they're gonna do one. Like it was something that was just a no-brainer.
Yeah, absolutely. Apparently Conor McGregor is being considered for a role in the final seasons of Game of Thrones.
I you know, I
It's gonna be like a crazy wildling or something, I imagine.
he'd have to be something like that, sure. Like I don't know, and it doesn't sound like they're doing it like, oh hey look, here's Conor McGregor, and like that's gonna be it. But I don't.
That might take me out of it a little too much.
It depends. It could be done really well. He could be, because some of the wildlings have been that kind of just bonkers off the wall,
Cocky.
Just 100% forward kind of like.
Right.
I mean, that could work, yeah. But like I don't see it being a serious role. I'll put it that way. Also because I don't think like that's not why you get Conor McGregor. You don't get him to be like, oh, we could make him a dramatic. No, you get him for the personality.
Oh yeah. That's what I mean. Like yeah. I mean he's gonna be like what's his face, the guy with the red beard,
Yeah.
in the last season. Like I see him kind of being like that, just like fuck you. Like I could just see him totally be like how he is, and anytime you've seen him in a YouTube clip or on pay-per-view, like
Yeah.
I imagine him just being that as a person of the North or something.
Okay.
But yeah, so there you go. Star Trek Discovery former showrunner Brian Fuller says he's no longer involved with the series.
Yeah, this thing's still screwed. Oh, like
Now, this wasn't the guy that came out a week or so ago and was like, "No one watches science fiction and television."
No. That was a CBS exec. That was like their. That was what like their. It was like CFO of CBS Interactive or whatever. No, Fuller was like he was out. He was out as showrunner like a month or two ago, but he was still on as executive producer, and now he's come out like, no, I'm not involved.
Jeez.
So yeah, this show's just it's a disaster, and it's sad. It's genuinely sad because this could be amazing. This could have been fantastic, and I don't like to root against things. Sometimes I do for a few reasons, but like something like this should be a hit. It should be spectacular, and CBS just killed it. Like it hasn't even
Detective Pikachu.
Well, it's the opposite of Detective Pikachu. A new Star Trek series is something people want, and they're saying, okay, but we're gonna do it in like the worst way possible.
But that's what I mean. It's like, oh, we get a Pokemon movie, but it's Detective Pikachu. It's like careful what you wish for.
I would
shit. Like we're gonna give you what you want, but there's a caveat. Like we're living in Black Mirror or some shit.
I would have thought of it like we got a Pokemon movie, directed by Michael Bay.
Right.
That would have been like, oh hell no, we're going to talk about this.
That's right. Oh, you don't want a politician? Never mind. I won't get into that. Careful what you wish. Oh man, it's terrible.
It's hey. But I don't know. Yeah. Like I do. I want this to succeed. I want this to be something good. But from the beginning, it's been like, oh yeah, like we're gonna put this on our version of Netflix because people will buy it, and no, they won't at all. And they're just sending it out to die. And this is, look, if nothing else, to look at this from a purely greedy business, this needs to make money standpoint, which, let's be honest, is why any studio makes anything, is to make money. Nobody does it for the art. Not the major ones, not CBS, not Universal. It's just business. It is what it is. But The merchandising alone is why you put this on the network in prime time. The merchandising alone, because it will sell. And they blew it, man. They just absolutely blew it.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Let's see what else we got here. Got some Attack on Titan news. Season 2 to premiere February 2017, and I couldn't be more happy.
So just a couple months. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Oh man, did you ever watch season 1?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, it took like I jumped on the bandwagon a while after everybody, but once I was on, I was like, yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, this is cool.
Oh yeah. Same here. I got on pretty late, but I enjoyed it nevertheless.
Yeah.
I know this is like I know people that like anime and they think this is just crazy talk, but I actually prefer the English dubbed. So I'm not reading it.
You don't know. You're dubbed over subbed. Oh, how dare you? No, I am too. But
Yeah.
like, oh my God, people start crusades over this. It's insane.
Yeah, but it's kind of like at least I'm watching it
Right.
where like it could be worse. I could have given up within the first episode and been like, no, that shit's weird or something. Or that's I actually like.
Yeah.
I like to like if I was into anime and my buddy watched it and he was like, I watched the whole thing, but I'd rather it be in English. I would never give him shit. I'd be like, you fucking watched a whole anime. Hell yes, welcome to the dark side.
Exactly.
But yeah, you go to the wrong circles and they look at you like,
Oh yeah.
get out of here. Like,
And look, here's the thing. I don't, if you're like, oh, well, it has to be subbed instead of dubbed. Why? You don't speak Japanese. You're not
Right.
gaining anything because, oh, the audio's in Japanese, but you still have to look at you're not learning it that way either. I've had people try to tell me that. I'm like, okay, then actually try to converse with me in Japanese. And they can't do it because it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. If that
It's the scene.
Yeah.
It's the same people. Yeah, it's the scene. It's what's cool, what's not, and what's hip. And
Yeah.
you're only a real fan if you do this kind of nonsense.
That's it. You hit it right there. The idea. Well, you're only a true fan. Which shut up. Just
Right,
shut up.
it's like if your girlfriend started watching the Clone Wars and became really into that, but didn't like the movies, it'd be like, okay, that's fine, I'll take that,
Dude, don't give her any ideas.
Right? But like that's kind of the same thing. It's like
Yeah,
at least you're getting a taste, and if you like, so Attack on Titan season 2. I hope it's all English dubbed for this one, but I can't imagine it's English dubbed yet. Isn't this just for like the Japanese?
It didn't say. But I would think because everything is like you get the Japanese and then you get the
Took a
sub.
while.
Like because the dubbed always takes forever. We're just now starting to get Dragon Ball Super dubbed.
Right. Yeah, I stopped watching after like 8 episodes. Like I can't do this. I need to.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit there and read the whole time. I want to like do something else while I'm watching it. Which I guess is bad, but at the same time, like I don't want to read it. Like that's not how I enjoy Dragon Ball.
No, I do the same thing. I multitask all the time. Like I'll play something and watch something, and it's like, okay, which one gets the audio? Like.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's what I'm about to do with probably Clone Wars after this is or tomorrow. Gonna or not Clone Wars. I'm
Rebels.
sorry.
Rebels.
Rebels. Yeah, I want to catch up with that, but I also want to play Final Fantasy, and I don't need all the Final Fantasy up all the way. I know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Like, Noctis, get over here. Like this is dumb shit. So. Yeah. But we got Legion, the FX Mutant show gets new trailer and release date February 8th, 2017. I didn't see the trailer. How was it?
It's more the same. It's like, you're not crazy, you're a mutant, Harry. It's like, it's the same. It's like, okay, I don't know, but this one was more, it was, because the first one was just like him in the office. This is like, now, like there's a mutant doctor who's like, you're not crazy, you're a mutant, come help us as part of the resistance, you're the key to this. And it's like, oh boy, okay, you've kind of lost me here, but it's one of those things where you're like, oh, I knew it had to go here just because it had to, but man, I really wish it didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have high hopes for it, but I'm definitely going to check it out like everybody else.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Sons of Anarchy, spin-off show titled Mayans MC, gets pilot order from FX.
Yeah, very cool. Like, look, I'm always down for more stuff in this world. I think This is a case of like this should have been done like 2 years ago.
Oh
This,
yeah.
this needed to be a little more solidly planned, because if you're going to do a spin-off, it's got to be the next year or two at the most. And we're a little past that, especially by the time this season airs. We're going to be going on 3 years, and that's a long time in between. Excuse me.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Um. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Academy Awards. Jimmy Kimmel to host 2017 award show.
They've done worse.
Yeah, no, I
Jimmy.
like Jimmy Kimmel.
I have no problem with Jimmy.
You know what I've been guilty of recently on my lunch breaks and stuff like that? I've been watching a lot of Conan.
Oh, now that's just a shame.
I've been watching so much. He's so funny. He's
Oh,
what's the yeah, I know you hate Conan, but
I do. Yes.
my favorite is when he goes abroad or something like that, and he's just like he's the idiot abroad. He's just totally like dumb, and just the stuff he does on just right off the top of his head, situational, is some of the best I've ever seen. Has he ever done like a award show or anything like that? Like, has he hosted
God, I hope not.
awards?
I don't.
Why do you hate Conan? I don't understand the.
Because his humor to me is like, okay, I'm going to cater to the stupidest people imaginable. Like that's the way his humor has always rubbed me. Now, feel free to
But
everybody
no,
to.
go into detail. What do you mean by the stupidest people?
Because everything he does requires, it seems like, absolutely no intelligence to understand. Like
What?
it's a continuation of like, hey, fart jokes are funny. You know what's funny? Fart jokes. But I know it's not that. But it's the same.
Yeah, I've never seen him make a fart joke.
Well,
so.
but I mean, it's not. I don't mean that literally. I mean like it's the same level of
Right.
just like. And I'm sorry. Every time he plays a video game, I die a little inside because
But
I'm like,
they're so great.
no, they are not. They are
Absolutely.
just. And I understand that's performance. I get that he's intentionally being just absolutely awful at these games. I get
Right, but
that.
I think we
But
live in a bubble where most people don't understand video games. Where they look at it and you could hand a stranger off the street a controller, and odds are they're not going to know what the fuck to do with it. You know what I mean?
yes,
Like
and so
a younger person, sure, but if you go up to a 50-year-old looking guy or girl, whatever, they're not going to know what the fuck Final Fantasy 15 is, or
right, and so
Witcher, or but that's what's funny about. I don't know.
You see, I think that in there belies a little cruelty because these are the people who look at Conan intentionally being stupid and saying, "Oh, he does the same things I would do. Ha ha ha, that's funny."
Right.
When it's actually just a gag, and he's kind of insulting not the people making the game, but the average person who doesn't play games. Like I'm purposely acting like an idiot to be funny, even though this is what you would do. Like I don't know, man. I stay away from Conan. I don't like Conan
Oh
at all.
man, I watched his Final Fantasy one. I thought he was dead right. He was like, "You do nothing in this game." He was like, "We for 15 minutes we went dress shopping in this video game, and we didn't buy the dress." And he's dead on about it too, because you literally don't do shit. You drive around for fucking hours. He's just like, "This is the biggest blue ball. We've done nothing this entire game.
Well, then give
I don't
him
even know what we're doing." Like,
then
and it's I don't know.
give him
I
his
love
Call of Duty pacifier and tell him to shut the hell up. Like I don't like. I don't think that does a service to anybody. And I don't. It's not just that I don't. It's not just that I don't like it. It's not just that that it demonstrates it. It doesn't demonstrate because he's not stupid, but it propagates this idea that video games that are not Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto or Battlefront or Battlefield, excuse me, that every other video game is just a waste of time and it's stupid, and that
I just don't know.
that makes me crazy.
But I don't get that. I mean, he's not dumb in the least. Like,
no, I know, no,
he graduated Harvard. He wrote the best episodes of The Simpsons. Like, he's a I don't know. I don't put him on the same level as Larry the Cable Guy or something. Like, I don't think he dumbs down to some audience and panders to them. I think his improv is just phenomenal. That just coming off the top of his head with things, he does better than most people. I don't know. I think he's really smart. So we are on the opposite sides here.
Well, I mean, my thing is, I agree with your point about him being smart. I do. I don't, but that to me is even more upsetting. Like it doesn't seem to me like he tries to craft intelligent jokes. And I don't mean high-minded like any of this. I'm not looking for like big high concept whatever stuff, because I hate that stuff too. But that's
Right.
that's
No, I mean, like, he's the best thing about him is improv. He is witty and immediately can come back with something that at least makes me laugh. He's not like he's I don't know.
yeah. I
I
just
can't believe you don't like him.
it's the knee jerk reaction of like, hey, you know what this thing is? So let's make the really obvious joke about it, but really commit to it. I'm like, that just no, you're playing to the lowest common denominator doing that. And it worked for him well enough to not get the Tonight Show, and to have his own show on TBS, which is a network that really still pretty much nobody watches. So I guess that was a good career move for him. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he got screwed with that.
That was a whole big, like, that was just handled so poor. Whether or not I like him doesn't matter. Like, that was bogus. That sucked.
Yeah. No, I think this week he goes to Germany, so that's gonna be fun.
Oh.
But anyway, let's move on.
Video game news. Speaking of video games.
Right. Speaking of video game news, here I got a cough real fast, so you go ahead and take this off from the top.
Yeah, we'll start with I don't know, because I didn't write down the winners from the Game Awards, but
Okay, I'll go ahead and pull that up.
Yeah, do that, because I actually want to do that before we do PSX.
Okay.
I'll do the quick piece of news first. Is that they're not doing the Wii U version of Stardew Valley. They've decided to just scrap that production and focus on the Switch instead.
Perfect.
Yeah, much to nobody's surprise. Like, the Wii U is dead. I'm sorry, but it's gone.
Honestly, the Switch might be the best platform for that, because I'd love a handheld.
Yeah.
With Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
That actually sounds fucking amazing. I might actually just hold off from the PlayStation version just to get that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start off from the top with the Game of the Year. Overwatch got it.
Yeah.
From Blizzard.
Not surprising. Because you have to look at these in terms of impact. Like, cinematically, should it have been Uncharted? Absolutely. But playability, replayability, impact overall, it was Overwatch. Like, I have no problem with that choice. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that's who I thought was going to win. I thought it was going to be them or Uncharted, but yeah, Overwatch overall, that's just, that was the best first-person shooter this year, and the people that it got involved to play it that would not normally pick up a first-person shooter was just so many people, because the way they do it, where you have someone healing, you have a tank, it brought in the aspects of like Warcraft or team-based things that weren't mainstream. You had Team Fortress and stuff like that, but it wasn't as mainstream as this. And the overall polish, you can't do better than Blizzard. So hats off to them.
Yeah, Team Fortress was like the closest thing, but it was like knocking on the door of that next level. And Overwatch just came through and just kicked the door right in.
It kicked it right in, and all the DLC is free, all the maps, all the events. They have seasonal events. They have a Christmas one coming, or the holiday one coming up, I think tomorrow. And all the skins and all the loot boxes, you can either spend a lot of money to get, or you don't have to. You just win them. So, I love what they did. They made it. You drop $60 on this thing, and I mean, they're still releasing expansion packs why did my mind just go blank? For Diablo. And how old is that game?
True. Yeah.
Like, I don't think we're gonna get an Overwatch 2 next year, or maybe the year after. I think this is more of a platform. Maybe they do Overwatch in a year or two, but they don't need to. They make so much money off those loot crates and stuff like that. There's still so many people playing it. Yeah, no, all you gotta do is really add characters and maps. You don't need a part 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, you got that. So also best game direction, Overwatch won as well. Blizzard won. Um, best narrative, Uncharted 4 got that one.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
there's a shock.
Yep. Best art direction, Inside. Did we should have done a tally of who we thought we was gonna win? I
I
forgot.
you know I have mine up on the group. Uh,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I need to go back and listen to what I said because I think I got some of these right.
yeah,
But yeah, I'll go back and listen. But
yeah.
yeah, Inside art direction, I thought that was gonna win for sure. Um, let's see here. Best music sound design goes to Doom.
Yes,
Fucking music in that game is,
yeah, it's fantastic. That was my pick. I'm pretty sure.
oh yeah. And
Yeah,
real fast, I want to talk about No Clip. Um, now I talked about them before. It is uh, kind of like it's a YouTube channel by Daniel Dwyer, who's actually up for uh, best whatever. But anyway, he has a channel called No Clip. He last month was all about Rocket League. This month is all about the new Doom game and how it came about and everything. So go check out
nice.
his channel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool.
Oh yeah. And it's if you're a Patreon subscriber, you get all the stuff early. But if not, you get it throughout the month. So there you go. It's all free. Best performance: Nolan North as Nathan Drake.
There's a surprise.
Right. Yep.
the,
Well, let's
the,
talk about his speech. What did you think about his speech?
aha, that was a very interesting. I ha. I don't know exactly what to think about that because it was kind of it was very much sort of like a hey, we're all in this together kind of thing. And I
It
think
was the right amount of shade. I think it
nah,
was.
see, I don't quite agree. This to
Yeah.
me was somebody, talented. Like I love Nolan. Did this chip a little away from Nolan for me? Yeah, a bit, but I still love him. This to me was the epitome of somebody at the very top of the game saying, "Hey guys, can't we all just get along?" And no, no, we can't. I say we like I'm
I think he had
involved.
some good points though. He didn't lie. He just said, "Hey, these
No,
guys that make the games are just as important, if not better." And I couldn't agree more. Like you're not
no,
going to have you could easily swap out the voice actors. You
I
can't swap out
disagree.
studios.
Oh man, I could not disagree with the first part of that more. You don't
Yeah.
get because then you don't get Nolan North. Okay, let's grab generic guy number 4 to come in
Uh,
and do this, and it's not the same.
oh yeah.
These
I think a studio could easily swap out the actors.
no,
And of
I
course the voice matters and of course whatnot, but a studio is going to put more money and more time involved in making the game than the voice actors. Absolutely.
I nah. I look. I agree with his point that everybody who works on a game is crucial. Yes, I'm
Right.
not. I
But
can't.
he
You can't
said
dispute that.
their job matters more though, or their performance matters more.
That
I mean,
that
he did say that, right?
Yeah, and I don't agree with that. I don't. I don't agree with that premise. I
They're,
agree that it's important, and you can't argue that without the right designers and illustrators,
without their
these
performance, my performance wouldn't matter, is what he said.
I and that's yes in one sense, but also in another sense, if imagine if you will, you know, imagine anybody else in if everybody if studios could just say, okay, we're not going to hire this person, we're going to grab somebody, we're just going to get somebody who we can pay cheap because because let's be honest, that's the point of
That's what's
business.
going to happen, though.
I
That's the thing,
and
though.
games are going to suffer for it. I will
Right.
guarantee. I will stake whatever you want on it.
Oh no, I
That
agree they'll suffer, but it will move on.
not the way that studios want them to. Not in the way they are now. Look at Uncharted 4. 3 people that over half of that category was from the same game. If you say, oh well, their performance isn't as important as anybody else, what does that game lose? If you don't
No.
have Troy Baker and Nolan North, then those
Right.
characters don't have that voice. That's something that comes from acting as much as it does from writing. And I don't. I disagree with his premise. I really do. And I think that video games will suffer if studios decide, well, we can just grab everybody. I mean, yeah, people are going to be happy to work, but you're not going to get the caliber performance that you could have, and I do think that's important. I think that is as important. I don't think anybody's job on a video game is is more important than anybody else's. I think, and that's an argument for the programmers and the illustrators and the graphic designers. They can have that argument themselves. I you know I side. I'm sorry. I side with the.
But it's not it's there's no union for them.
I and that's I have to say it. I hate to be this guy. That's their problem.
Right.
There
Okay. So
is.
that's the see that's the
Yeah.
problem right there.
I
So that's their problem.
I agree. And
The guys that spend just
yeah.
months. See, I don't know. I completely agree with Nolan North on this. I think that they're going to find out real fast that it's of course going to suffer.
Yeah, and I think
But
that's.
studios could easily move on with other talent.
But it's not the same quality.
No, I agree. It's
and
not going to be the
and
same
I think
quality.
that is going to show. And I think that you are going to see that a lot if studios decide, oh well, we can just pick whoever. Imagine if they did that with anybody else. Imagine if they did that with programmers. Oh, we
Yeah,
don't.
but a studio's going to go, we're going to release a game in November, or we're not going to release a game next year, Call of Duty or whatever, or we're going to release a game next year with this voice actor. Bet your bottom dollar they're going to release that game with someone else doing the voice work, because that's not what's going to get millions of people to go out there and buy games.
Sure, but here's
it's
and that's a point. But here's my counter argument. Imagine Uncharted, and I encourage anybody to think the same thing. Imagine Uncharted with me as the voice of Nathan Drake instead. Would I work because I have a voice and can speak? Yes. Would it be awful? Yes. And that's the road studios are looking at. Hey, we can grab whoever, and you're going to get less quality, and games are going to suffer for it, especially narrative-driven games. Call of Duty, it's not going to matter. Games like that are not reliant on characters with that kind of performance, it's not going to change. But something like Uncharted, yeah, you need actors. You don't just need, some dude from accounting who people think can do great voices. No, I'm sorry, you got to have the actors.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's agree to disagree, because
Fair enough.
I get what you're saying, and I'm on board with almost everything you're saying, but I think that he had a great point just saying that all the performances matter, not just
right. No, and that
the actors.
And that I agree with. I do think that they are all on. The point that I disagree is he kind of said everybody else's performance matters more. Like the voice actors are the low man on the totem pole, and that's been the problem. Is that the studios agree, and that's
it definitely shook some things up. It's going to be interesting seeing what happens coming from that.
Yeah, for sure.
But we got to take a quick break. When we get back, we got more video game news to talk about. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we'll see you guys all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we just did Best Performance. Nolan North got it for Uncharted. We've got Games for Impact. What was his name?
I do not remember his name, and that's sad. His speech was everything that I figured it would be, and that's a good thing. It was tremendous, and if you watched that and didn't get emotional, then shame on you.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
Just,
that's where this show is at its best.
Yes.
Is when you're getting real people on stage with real passion. And man, I wish I had his name in front of me. Let's see here. Amy Green was the wife.
It was Jeff Green, wasn't it?
Yes, and their son was Joel.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was about a game. I got to play this game because this is the only one out of the list that I actually heard of, but I never played it.
Yeah.
And it was about them and their son's terminal cancer, I believe. And what a thing to make a video game about.
Right, to have the courage to step up and say, no, this needs to be out in the world. Like that's
yeah. Whew. Yeah. So I think it's on Xbox and PC. I'm not too sure. I don't think it's on PlayStation. I could take a look though.
It might.
Um,
I would have to think it is. I think it is.
is it?
I
We'll
think.
take a look.
I
I
don't
I
know.
haven't seen it.
I don't know.
But
It
maybe
might
that's
not be.
PSN's. Yeah, no, it's not on PlayStation. It is
Huh.
on uh, Xbox or Microsoft Windows, OS X, um, and iOS. So
And Ouya.
and Ouya, yeah. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll see it on PSN. I imagine we will.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man. So speeches like that, speeches like him and well, I guess we'll talk about it right now. Where Boogie won the Gamer of the Year or whatnot, or personality or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Like Boogie's wasn't as impactful as this guy, but it's still like those are the best moments of this show. And I wish they'd get away from the. I know they got to do the commercial Gillette thing, but
Yeah.
that guy that he had doing it, I forget his Kyle something. It was just terrible.
Yeah.
The mannequin challenge rap group on stage, just fucking terrible. It's not my kind of music, but like I'm young, like I go out and I know that song and it's
Yeah.
cool or whatever. Everyone's doing the mannequin challenge. Why is it on that show though? Like the
'Cause
Doom stuff was great.
well, because exactly what you said. It's hip, and I know I sound like I'm 70 years old when I say that, but I mean that's because
I
that's
mean, just like Dead Mouse last year, I thought that was. I mean, I get it because he's way more into video games than other artists, but it was still really weird because it was just all. It was lame what he was doing last year.
yeah
Same thing with these guys. They didn't like. They were there just to collect a check. Um, I don't know. I guess I don't like rap
yeah.
live. I think it sounds so much worse than it does like on the radio and stuff. It sounds so much better. And I like rap and stuff like that. It's just that was not my like. I was just like, no, that is terrible. Um, just
How,
wasn't my
yeah.
my
How
kind
about when Jeff Keighley opened the show? That kind of set a tone. Like
Oh yeah,
that was more of that like this is Jeff just standing up there and going, you know what? I don't care who doesn't like this. Like
right.
he was like, you know what? This is why Kojima is the most amazing person ever, and screw everybody who doesn't agree.
It was. I think he went a little too far and a little too long.
Yeah, but I liked that he just kind of ran with it. I like that he got involved and just said, "This is what's on my mind." And
I felt like he kind of got on his knees for about 30 minutes. It seemed like I don't know.
well,
It seemed a little too long, and they made it seem like he was like Kojima was being held hostage for like years,
I
and
mean, think
just
about
rescued him out of some war camp. I don't. It was. I get what you're saying.
yeah.
I'm almost there with you, but I thought it
He,
was just a little too far.
that's fair. That's
Because
a fair point.
what's going to happen next year when suddenly, or I don't know, 3 years from now when he's got a game out, of course he's going to win. That's what people are going to think just because how much attention. Because what did Kojima do this year? Why was this his year?
Because he wasn't allowed to have a year last year.
Right, but why was this his year? It should like that. That's where it kind of gets weird for me. It's like I get they're honoring him, but why was this year his year? I mean, I get it. Last
It,
year he was supposed to get an award, but what did he do this year?
well,
That
I think it's basically like, hey, you survived last year. Here you go. And given
yeah,
what we've heard about how Konami ran their ship, I'm okay with this.
right. I'm wondering what they're
Yeah.
gonna do next year, like
That's
who they're gonna
that's the
honor.
question. That's the
Yeah,
question.
because if like the award just goes away, then it's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, it was cool. It's cool to see Kojima. We got a trailer on top of it that
Yeah,
you can't really describe to anyone not in video games because you sound like a crazy person.
yeah, it has Guillermo del Toro and a baby in like a vacuum that you turn on, and Mads Mikkelsen at the end of it with guys on leashes. Like, okay,
Did you see the sync thing?
no, there was a sync thing.
If you sync up the first trailer
Oh yeah, I had seen like if you set them together. No, I didn't.
and you sync up the first one and the second one, Daryl Norman Reedus has the baby, and the moment Del Toro turns the thing to pop the baby into the tube, it disappears from Norman Reedus.
Oh, dude, now that's cool.
And Kojima's like, that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg with the trailers. There's more to uncover.
Okay.
And yeah, it's weird. It's Kojima's just a weird ass dude. Like we're all gonna play what he's gonna pop out,
Oh
but
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
the style and everything else, it's too early, I think, to
Oh yeah, oh it's way too early.
yeah. Like this is probably what 2019, 2000.
I would say uh,
I'm thinking 2019.
I think 19 is fair. I know a lot of people would want 17. It's not going to be.
No,
Maybe
no,
maybe 18 at the absolute earliest, but I think
yeah,
19. Yeah.
yeah. I think 19 definitely. But yeah, 18 if they rush it, I guess. But
Yeah.
we'll see. You know, he's got his own studio now. He's doing his own thing. He has no leash, and I kept thinking like, is this all like a metaphor for how he thought he was being treated? And
Oh,
like,
I have no doubt that cuz Kojima in public is far more humble than that. He's never going to say an unkind word.
well,
He's
did
not.
you see
He's
the baby? The baby that's floating, like the
no.
face?
What is it? Is it him?
No, it is. It's oh God, what? Okay. It's not Snake. Who's the guy from the latest one? It's oh, it's not Solid Snake. The shrapnel, the big. Oh
Big
fuck.
Boss? Is that who you're looking
Yeah.
for?
Yes, I'm the guy that did not. I played like an hour of the last one. Big Boss. Yeah, you know how he has the stuff in his face,
Yeah.
the shrapnel.
Yeah.
The baby has the exact same shrapnel in his face. Like the baby is Metal Gear, basically.
Yeah,
That
but
was his baby, and it was taken from him.
yeah,
That's what I think he's
right,
going
and
for.
that's what I mean. Like like Kojima is not going to give an interview where he trashes Konami, but is
Right.
his game going to be just absolutely packed full of all these references? Oh hell yeah,
Yeah. Yep. So that's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be a thing, and I
yeah,
can't wait. Games for Impact, we went over that one. Best indie game, Inside one.
sure,
Best mobile game, of course, Pokemon Go one.
of course.
Best VR game, Res Infinite one. I told you it
Yeah,
was
you
good.
were jazzed about that, I'm sure.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah. Best action game, Doom. Yep, that's a good pick.
cool.
Best RPG, The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, Blood and Wine.
Yeah,
I heard some people give that some shade, but I thought, you know what? Why not? Legion's an expansion. Why not give Blood and Wine an expansion?
yeah. I
Like that
think
one.
because Dark Souls was an actual like whole, excuse me, a full game. I
I
just
don't know. Blood
I
and Wine was 60 hours.
yeah, I know. Like I'm just saying like I think from their perspective of like an expansion versus a full game, like I don't care. Like
Yeah.
if it's enough content to say, you know what, this is worth it, then go for it. Like,
Right, exactly. It wasn't a 10-minute thing. It wasn't a 4 hour, 6 hour thing. Like, it I don't know. I liked out of all of those Legion the best. It didn't win, but whatever.
yeah.
That just shows you really how good The Witcher is. Best fighting game, Street Fighter V somehow got it, but
Okay.
look what it's up against.
Yeah, true.
Best strategy game, Civilization 6, of course.
Yeah, like
Best family game, Pokemon Go.
sure.
Yep. Sports game, your game Forza Horizon
Well, yeah.
3. Yep. Best multiplayer game, Overwatch.
Sure.
Most anticipated game, which why is that a fucking Jesus Christ? I guess it's voted on, so that makes
Yeah, it's a fan vote, yeah.
yeah, fan vote. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Sure.
Yep. And trending gamer is winner Boogie2988. That's who I was voting for. God, I love Boogie. Have you ever watched any of his stuff?
I have not. No.
Boogie, so you don't know anything about him?
I know a little.
Well, he's if you've ever seen Boogie, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
Big dude, big heart, and he got famous because he started doing the Francis videos, which is basically, what most people see those videos and they still think it's like a real thing, but it's basically the video game nerd that just loses his shit when anything in the video game industry doesn't go his way, right?
Yeah.
Like all of us, right? So he is like, he's Eric Cartman when he's channeling Eric Cartman with the role, and he's just God, no kitty, that's my papa, that kind of stuff, and that's what got him famous on the internet. And then he kind of took that and he's just total down to earth dude. Plays Magic the Gathering. Recently, over the last year, has gotten Pokemon, and you see over the last few years his journey with his health and you know just that side of him of just hearing like his story and like what he struggles with his health and his family and everything else, and what he's gotten over the last few years. And it's a trip to watch because it's one of the most genuine people that you feel on that side of YouTube, that just are in total shock that that's their life, and that that good things did happen in their life, where he does not shy away from talking about suicide and the attempt of suicide and his friends and everything else, and what's kind of gotten him back from the dark side. And it's really emotional, kind of inspiring stuff to hear. And he's a really good dude. So yeah, Boogie2988, definitely go subscribe to him. He's an awesome dude. He's got his regular channel, and then he's got like his game channel where he talks about video games, and he'll sit for an hour and unlock Pokemon packs and then give a bunch of them away at the end, or give codes away to games and stuff for people watching. And he's a really cool dude. And I don't know why, but I really like this is really, I've never said this on the show before. This is so fucking nerdy. There's something about watching someone opening up packs where it's like, I wonder what they're gonna get. Are they gonna get something good? Are they not? That kind of shit I like. I don't know. I'm weird, but I've watched him one time open up packs, and I'm like, is he gonna get the Charizard? Is he, that kind of thing. But he's a cool dude. Danny O'Dwyer, that's the other guy who was nominated. Go watch his stuff as well. There's some other things. Best esports player, Coldzera, I think that's it.
Sure. It's a StarCraft player, right?
StarCraft player. Best esports team is Cloud9. Best esports game, Overwatch. Overwatch just took it home.
Sure. Well, I mean, they, it fired on all the right cylinders. Good for it.
It really did. It absolutely did. Let's see. Where do we go from here? Okay. That is all of the video game awards. I don't know like what trailers dropped during it.
I remember a couple. We saw the Death Stranding trailer. We saw the Bulletstorm full clip edition trailer. We saw the Mass Effect Andromeda gameplay trailer.
Yeah.
Where it was like, hey, this looks like Mass Effect. Which.
Oh, they got the same aliens in this?
yeah, right.
Right.
And I can't think of anything else that was like huge. I'm sure there's some that I'm missing, but like I think
the show is just a mixed bag for me. I hope that going into next year, they focus more on the people making the games and letting them talk a little bit more, letting them.
Well, because like last year they did the guys who did Command and Conquer. They got the Legacy Award or the Icon Award, whatever it was last year, and that was a fascinating piece.
It really was. I want them to do more of that.
Yeah, Westwood Studios, that was it.
Yeah. And like last year with Greg Miller and his speech, when they let them talk a little bit, and they let them get real, and get honest, I fucking love that shit. That's what we watch it for. The core audience of that show is there to see trailers for new games, and to kind of like. If you're watching the video game awards or the game awards or whatnot, you probably have a little inkling into that industry.
Right.
So you know when these people get on stage, and you might have heard of them or seen them. Like Angry Joe, I don't really watch his stuff, but I know who he is. I've heard of him and I've seen him. Like that kind of stuff is fascinating to me.
Yeah. That's the thing about the Game Awards, because it is kind of a big thing, but it's only online. You do have to go look for it. You're not just going to stumble across this on ABC or something. So you are going to go look for it. So the core audience, the target audience, is pretty much going to be their entire audience. Yeah. And I think that they would do well to listen to that. Like, we are the target audience. Yep. I'm not saying we speak for the entire target audience. No, screw it. I am. We speak for the we speak for the trees. We are the Lorax. But
right.
But I mean, that's what I mean. Like, nobody is just kind of accidentally watching the Game Awards.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to talk about PSX. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we will see you guys all in a minute. Welcome back to the We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we got some more video game news to talk about. PSX. Where do we start? We had let's just, I guess, start from the top.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, because I kind of did these in real time. So.
Okay, cool. So yeah, the show opened up. It was like a cold opening. It went into a trailer. I thought it looked kind of like Tomb Raider or something like that. And then you started really fast realizing, oh no, this is Uncharted.
Yeah.
Um, Starring Chloe and who was the other? She was from the fourth one.
I don't remember the other girl.
Um, she was from this.
She was from A
Um,
Thief's End, was she?
yeah, yeah, yeah. She was like an antagonist for some of it, and
Okay.
um, I don't know. I forget her name.
Yeah. But yeah, because the interesting thing about this is like it's basically like an expansion for Uncharted 4, but it's also going to be dropped as its own thing. Um,
Nadine from the new one.
okay, cool.
Yeah, so yeah, that's from what I understand. This was originally supposed to be DLC, but then when they started making it, they were just like, "We got so much here," and they just went for it. They said it was more than what they did for the Last of Us expansion, but a little bit less of the actual game for Uncharted
Yeah.
4. So they were like, "We can just release this as a standalone." If you bought the Uncharted like premium edition
Yeah, if you've got the
digital,
season pass, it's
yes,
included.
yes, if you get the season pass, it's included. If not, this is a game you could go buy in the store.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. We got Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite announced coming in 2017.
Yeah, another Marvel vs. Capcom game. Okay. Uh,
Yeah, no, and not only that, but they said right now. I love when they do this. They're like, and right now you can go download Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Ultimate right now,
yeah,
tonight,
for
and
$30.
yeah, and I did it.
You
Hell, fuck
pay?
yes, I did
Oh,
it.
really?
Dude, Marvel vs. Capcom, are you shitting me? That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite fighting
Fair
games.
enough. I would have paid 20. I wouldn't have done 30.
I think it was on sale, or I don't know. I don't think I got. No, I don't think it was $30. I think it was maybe 25. Maybe it's
Eh.
because I had PS Plus. I remember. I thought it was $25.
It might have been. I just know it wasn't 20. Like I would have been okay with 20, but
Oh yeah, no, no, no. Oh, are you kidding me? Like
yeah.
that game's really fun. Have
I
you ever
agree.
played the?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Um. So. But anyway. One interesting thing, and I know we got to move on. No X-Men characters. They did not show Wolverine.
No, no, they didn't. That was where I thought they'd draw the line. I think you and I kind of were on the same page there. It was like it had
Yeah.
to have Wolverine, but I don't
Had
think
Miss
so.
Marvel.
Yeah.
And as much as I shit on games for like, it's gonna get a new cast, so hey, we're gonna get some new interesting characters. We're gonna get Groot. We're gonna get Miss Marvel. Yeah, you gotta take it what you can get at this point.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. What did I say? Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel. Yeah, Miss Marvel's
She.
different.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe she's in it. Who knows? We could be.
That would
would
be
be really
cool.
cool.
It'd be awesome.
That would be cool actually. So yeah, and Mega Man X, which is cool. So yep.
Well, I
Wait, it
mean,
was
why not?
X, right?
Yeah, it was X. And I mean, why not?
Okay.
Capcom's not doing anything else with that character in any iteration whatsoever.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, okay.
No, I know, I know. I listened to Colin Moriarty talk about it, and he was like, maybe this is just a little, maybe we're gonna get, who knows? I don't think so. But we got Wipeout Omega Collection announced coming 2017.
Yes, more Wipeout.
New Destiny seasonal event announced called The Dawning Return of Sparrow Racing. Runs December 13th through January 3rd. The event runs through that time, but Sparrow Racing will stay after that.
Oh, Sparrow Racing is here to stay?
Yes, but it will be like a one-on-one thing that you like. I don't know how you gonna do it, but it's something that's gonna stay, but not in the way that the whatever league or whatever it's called
Okay.
in the game. Cool things like Icebreaker Season 3 and some other ones. I don't know. Destiny likes to remap old guns and give it to you as DLC. But anyway, it's free, so
Yeah, true.
can't complain. Gameplay for Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy revealed, and it looks fantastic.
It does. Looks awesome. I can't wait. Like, I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
Oh yeah, yeah. I listened to Tim Geddes talk about it. He's a huge Crash fan. Played it. He said it felt right, looks right, and
Well,
it's
Crash...
it's in 4K.
It's in 4K. Oh.
Yep.
Oh, I gotta sit down. Oh.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Let that sit.
Oh.
So.
Oh.
All right. So we got new Resident Evil 7 trailer and demo disc. or
Yeah,
demo
they've
release?
yeah they've got a new demo. I haven't played it yet, but the trailer looked really
Oh,
cool.
I gotta download it. Is it the VR demo?
It's both. Like that's the thing about like games like this and Ace Combat, which we'll talk about in a second, is that it's like you can play this either way, and that's
Sweet.
cool. That's very cool.
I gotta download that.
Yeah.
Parappa the Rapper 20th Anniversary Edition announced, and a demo was available that day.
Are you kidding, man? I started running up the walls. That's
Oh yeah.
awesome. Like it really is just like the first game with like a new coat of paint, basically. And I mean it's not so much it's not like remastered. It's basically like, hey, we ported this and then like we kind of made it look shiny. I have no
Yeah.
problem with that. I have none whatsoever.
Right. And it opened up with a kick chop. It's all in the mind.
Kick punch.
Oh, kick punch. I'm sorry.
Dude,
It,
yeah, like I was one of those where I'm just like, nope, I've got this whole thing memorized. Sorry.
right. Right. Yeah. No, it was good. That was fun.
Yeah.
Knack 2 announced.
Yeah, there was a game nobody asked for, but okay.
Yeah, you did it. Kind of funny Facebook group. They love that game, ironically, and now look what happened. Apparently, it sold pretty well. So,
Yeah.
but I think it was because it was a launch game and there was nothing else at launch.
Right, and it was like an title. Like I know it wasn't awful, but everybody was just kind of like, it's a game.
Right, it's a showpiece for what the system could have done and be,
Yeah.
and now we get an Act 2. So there you go. Kids will like it. Who knows?
Sure.
New GT sport footage was released.
Yeah, hey boy, those cars look pretty. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what Gran Turismo is anymore, and that's a little sad.
Yeah, yeah. But we got a new Ni no Kuni 2 trailer. Revenant Kingdom. What is it? 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looked awesome. I
Yeah.
think they're getting away from the type of battle system. This one looks more hack and slash, where the other one was more of like a live Pokemon 3D. It's hard to explain. Did you ever play the original?
I don't think so.
You go around the world and you collect these like spirit things, and they fight for you. And it's in like a, kind of like an arena. When you battle, it's like in an arena, and you go from left to, you can like, it's an arena where you can run around and do your moves and spells and heal and stuff like that. So it's like, I wish they'd make a Pokemon game like that. It'd be so much, oh, it'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a little action game with those characters, and you got to heal and everything else and move and dodge. And but anyway, it seems like they went away a little bit from that, because it looked like the actual heroes of the game you were controlling fighting, instead of kind of stepping. You're not the guy standing in the back letting your monsters fight, which was interesting. We'll see. But yeah, I can't wait. Oh, the fact that that's coming this year, coming up.
Yeah.
We're getting that and Persona. Whoo. JRPG or whatever fans are gonna love that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Nier.
Automata. Yeah.
Automata trailer. Release demo releasing soon. I feel like that game's been releasing demos for the last 3 years.
It was announced like a year ago, man. There hasn't been a demo for this.
There absolutely is a demo out. I played it.
There's no way.
Absolutely.
When
Look
did
at the
I
store.
miss this?
Yeah, Nier demo.
When the hell did this? How did I miss a demo for this?
Or maybe I'm thinking of the wrong game.
You've got to be thinking of the wrong game.
What's the other game that starts with an N?
Nio?
Is that it?
Yeah, there may be a Nio demo.
That's the one I was saying. Okay, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, like, I don't think so. Like,
the hack and slash game. Is that what I'm thinking of?
that's Nio, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that. There you go. New
Yeah.
Dreadnought trailer released.
Yeah. Hey, big ships in space. Cool.
Yep. Windjammers getting a port 22 years later.
Windjammers. It was a Neo Geo game, man, and it's not a remaster. It's not an HD. They're porting it. It's just a port.
Oh yeah. And my favorite thing was he was on stage and he made a Dave Lang joke. Now, most people probably don't know who Dave Lang is, but it's been such a long-running joke with Giant Bomb about them making that game, and like that's the perfect audience for that too.
Yeah.
To drop something like that on that was fucking brilliant. I can't wait to listen to Giant Bomb to see what they thought of that.
Yeah.
But like, you even see like Xavier Woods playing that game on some of his streams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So the game you were talking about, the trailer was released.
Yeah, for
Yeah, that's the
Nio.
one
Yeah.
where I played the demo. I'm like, oh, we're getting another. When I read that, I was like, we're getting another demo for that.
Yeah.
Um, Last of Us Part 2 announced. That was the big news.
Yeah, that was the big, like, how do we close the show? Well, of course, you know.
Perfect way to close the show. Perfect song. Um, yeah, no, I don't even know what to say about it. What'd you think?
Yeah, man, let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still, I never finished the first one. I still have it, uh, I still
Oh,
have
go
it on my
finish
PS.
it.
Yeah, like, I haven't gotten all that far, but I do have it, on my PS4 still. So, like, that,
Oh, okay. Well, I won't say much. This revealed a lot. I'll just say that.
well, like, I know how it ends and everything. Like,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. Because this did reveal a lot. I was wondering how they were gonna do that, and I love that they went like the Godfather 2 route, which is putting a part 2, and I hope this ends it. It would be perfect,
Yeah.
if it ended it with, I don't want a part 3, part 4,
Right, yeah.
like with Jaws' mom comes back or whatever.
Yes, but The Last of Us, The Revenge, right? Like,
Right, right. Just let it die, and a masterpiece, because I honestly think the first one was. Um, but yeah, man. So there wasn't much else outside of that news. There's some other stuff we'll talk about, Harry Potter and whatnot, next week.
yeah.
And we are going to do I should have said this at the top of the show. We are going to do a Westworld episode. We're going to actually record it. You're hearing it. We're going to be recording it very soon. When should we put it up? Should we announce that, or should we?
Because this will go on iTunes Thursday. We should have it up. Well, let me say this. Do you want it up on Friday? Do you want it up on Monday?
Uh, let's put it up on Friday.
Okay, we'll put it up on
Yeah,
Friday.
for the weekend. And yeah, we're gonna do a Westworld thing. Man, I wish I would have announced it at the beginning of the show. Um, Maybe we can. I don't know. But yes. Yes. So we will be doing that very soon, and you guys will be hearing it Friday. I loved Westworld. I can't wait to talk about it. And make sure you go to our Facebook group, We Geek Podcast, Twitter at We Geek Podcast, at The Logan Witt, at Adam Estep. Like and share, and please review on iTunes. And I don't know of any other place you can talk to us. Twitter, go talk to us. I think I mentioned that. Anything else?
I think that'll do it,
All right, Captain.
Captain.